taking Ren to the vet again. It's been a while at least, but seems like she has some foxtail maybe stuck in her throat since yesterday. She was doing pretty okay with it until a couple hours ago, but yeah, she knew that something was wrong, so she wanted to throw up. So she was eating grass, and she did throw up a couple times, and still she's got this weird hiccup swallowing thing that she's been doing. Yeah, like that, like kind of almost a gag reflex type thing. But yeah, a couple hours ago she got pretty lethargic and wasn't interested when we were eating supper, because she knows that she gets supper right after we're done eating, so she's usually around the kitchen table, not begging, but just like lying down there, or she'll go ring her bells, because like even though the bells are for her to go outside, she rings her bells when she wants food too. And she didn't do any of that. She just stayed in her kennel. So like, yeah, I don't know. And she didn't get enough exercise to be as tired as she is today. So we'll, I don't know, it just sucks because it's such an expense, the vet thing. So I hope that it's not crazy expensive and that they figure whatever it is out and they can get it out of there. Looks like the vet is not gonna happen today. We had an appointment and then we got down there and there's just so many other emergencies that are higher on the triage list for severity than hers. So Rebecca talked to a different vet out of town because it might be quicker to go see a vet out of town than this one in the city with all the emergencies. Yeah, they've got she'd have to be there overnight, and it's just they got like at least a 4-hour wait to see her. And the appointment was at 7:15, and they didn't give us that 4-hour wait time until about 8:15, 8:30. So this other vet said that, you know what, with what you're describing to me, it might not even be that something's in her throat anymore, but something irritated it, and like give it another 24 hours, or just give it a little more time, and just gave us some recommendations for the meantime of what we can do. And I guess that's the route we're gonna go. Otherwise it'd be dropping $700 to $1,000 for possibly nothing. And that's the thing, is this vet obviously isn't out for a money grab. Otherwise she could have been like, nope, bring her here, like for sure, we'll see her and we'll figure it out. But she was like, no, like what you're describing, there might not be anything in there anymore, and just like if there is tomorrow, like there's no damage or whatever that's going to occur by waiting overnight. I'm a little paranoid anyway, because I'm like, if there is something lodged in there, then to have that there overnight, I just get paranoid about it. Because like if she was asleep and something moved or something happened or whatever, then it'd be really hard. Yeah. Yeah, I get a little paranoid with just her being just overnight, just being asleep and her needing help or something, and you couldn't hear and she wouldn't know necessarily, and just the whole thing. So anyway, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully everything clears up and she won't have to go at all, and if so, I guess I'll take her there out of town tomorrow, and we'll figure it out. But for now, hopefully she's okay for the night, and we'll see. Going too fast. Going too fast. Well, I know I didn't clean it. Well, let's see if I can do more. I don't know. Nope. Darn it. I knew this was going to be an issue, and I don't think it's just mental. I think that part of it is mental, but I'm just going too fast here. We've got loose rocks. The exposure is there as well. I'm just gonna hit too much speed and not have enough control for my ability and comfort. So I'm going to not do that part right now. And maybe in the future with more confidence, I'd be able to do that. I'm unsure yet if I'm going to try the ender here. I think it's fine. I feel good about making that decision. And from here even, this roll doesn't seem too bad. So I think I am going to attempt it here. But this here is too much for me at this point. Again, just a lot of loose dirt and rocks, and you gain too much speed up top there before you even get here. At least for me, my bike, my ability, and my mental, I don't know what to call it, but I think that I was pretty good mentally today. And because I was, maybe that's why I made that call. I made a good call, I think. Anyway, let's see if I can roll through this ender without getting paranoid once I'm at the top of it. The thing is, this is going to be a send. Like, you just have to send it. I don't think there's any other option here. Once you get here, you're just going to have to send it. And it's one of those things that I'm telling myself. It's one of those things I'm telling myself, like, yes, I'll be higher when I'm on my bike and that'll look scarier. But if I fall, big deal. What's going to happen here if I flip end over end? I might get the wind knocked out of me. I got pads on today. I got my helmet. I'm not going to end my life on this. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get severely injured. But the thing is, I know that once I get here, because of how high I am on my bike, once I get here, I've got to just do it. I can't bail. Because if I try to bail last second, instead of just sending, that's when I'm going to get hurt. So it's unfortunate that I couldn't clean this ride, but now I know what I'm in for when I feel like I do have more capability, that I can try it. So let's see what happens here. So I'm home, I'm exhausted for a lot of reasons. It's 30 degrees. And I stayed out there a long time trying to get the end of that descent. I eventually ran out of water. I was tired. I usually eat lunch around 11:30, and I didn't start my ride until like 12:15 or something. And I hadn't eaten by then. Then I sat in some pesticide for about 20 minutes. I was wondering Because, I mean, I went for a ride last week, and this ride wasn't that crazy intense. And I was having like a lot of coughing and stuff. I was on the phone with Rebecca, and I was sitting in the shade of the half pipe at the bike park. It's the only shade there is. I was just coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing. And I was like, man, like, I guess this is what happens when you don't ride for a week and then you go. Because I get sometimes like runner's asthma if I like, it's just a weird thing because like my stamina and everything increases the more physical activity I do. But then like when I'm not in season and I'm not riding or doing any cardio like that, when I get back into riding, I get that runner's asthma again quicker. But now, because I've been doing a fair amount of riding this season now, late in the season, but I haven't had that happen for a long time because I'm just conditioned enough. And when I was leaving the bike park, I saw a sign for the pesticide that they sprayed. There's at least 5 different entrances and exits to that bike park. One of them is coming right off of Gun Run, which is what I did. There's no signage over there. There's no signage anywhere else in the park that I saw. I didn't see that sign for pesticide spray until I was leaving. So I'm sitting there for 20 minutes wondering why I'm coughing and hacking and stuff. And I started to get a migraine. There's a combination of elements here for the headache probably. Lack of sleep, a lot of exercise, a lot of sun. Haven't eaten yet. Not enough water. But the physical exertion in the heat. But that was me calling 311, their emergency line. So if I were to call poison control, which I'm going to do, if I were to go to emergency or see a doctor, I can't tell them any specifics because they don't have that information. The city of Lethbridge does not have the information for the pesticides that they use in their parks where they don't put up efficient signage. Like 5 major well-used exits / entrances to the park. There's probably more that I just am not thinking of right now, but those are 5 major ones. And they covered 1, which is 20%. So I'm just sitting here at the Country Club connector, which starts there before, or at the base of Country Club Climb, which I'm about to do. So I was really in my head. I was like, mentally, I'm so good. I'm good for this ride. I'm like, I feel confident. But I felt too confident right off the bat. And I like had to dab once early on, and I was like, man, I was just going too fast for the trail because I was excited. And then I got in my head about everything, like every step of the way of the trail. I missed 2 climbs. One, because I like shifted on the wrong side. And yeah, I shifted on the wrong side one time, and the other time I just didn't shift at the right time. I made the other climbs after that, but I was so in my head. I was like, man, I should have worn pads. This is a ride I need pads for, even though I've never fallen on it, but there's so much potential to. And today there was a lot because I was like, this is probably one of my sloppiest rides on it. Because I wasn't as cautious as I was in the very beginning when I first started riding it and couldn't do anything. I was like so cautious that it wasn't as sloppy. And this time, like, I've ridden this lots. I really like it. I enjoy it. I'm excited for it. Let's have a good time. But I wasn't padded up, and I should have been, because it's one of those, it's just like 6 Mile. I've ridden it a lot. I'm very comfortable with it. But if I wreck, it's going to suck. So I pad up for that, or some other rides too that I'm very familiar with. Anyway, but yeah, mentally, it was just, I have this thing I've been using the past like month or so to try to reset. And I just like count down like 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3 in my head. But I was doing it so fast, I realized I was just like making myself anxious. And I was like, okay, like deep breaths or whatever. And I was still trying to ride. Like I didn't pull over and like take 5 or anything. On the 2 climbs I didn't make, I kind of was like, hey, let's slow down. We'll walk the bike the rest of the way up the climb and just, you know, just settle down, you know. But I kept getting in my head, and there was a moment or two where I was focusing, and then I was like, okay, I'm good now. And it's like the second you tell yourself you're good or you're doing good, it's like, don't do that. Like, having confidence in the ride, I think, is different. And normally when I have confidence in the ride, this doesn't happen. But it's just like, oh, I'm doing so good. Look at me do good. And I'm not focusing. And it's just like the wrong thing to think about anyway. I just need to keep focused on ahead. It doesn't matter that I just did that thing that I couldn't do before. I can celebrate after the ride or pat myself on the back afterwards. But yeah, it's just, again, a huge reminder of how mental mountain biking is. And just like, I need to find those tricks to like keep myself focused and in the groove. And I don't know, maybe I'll start telling myself a story or a narrative or something. I don't know what it is. Because you can't just empty your head, but you need to get close to it. At least I do. But yeah, that relates back to the conversation and stuff that I had last week. Not last week, I had it this week, a couple days ago. Conversation story time about why I ride and what it does for me and stuff like that. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm just taking 5 before I climb back up. Okay. Well, that was nice. Usually, not to stereotype, but the country club, I guess it's not a stereotype. You have to have money to go to the country club. But a lot of people have really nice cars and they drive really fast, and technically, it's a private road. So there's no shoulder or anything. And when I'm climbing back up this way, sometimes it's a little sketchy because people are just driving fast and just tomfoolery and just being annoying. I've never had anyone ask like, oh, are you good? Like, whatever. I mean, I'm just sitting here, but I've recorded down here plenty of times after a ride and no one's ever stopped. So that was nice. Thank you, sir, in the Volvo. Yeah, but there's some blind corners and stuff up there that I'm just like, man, if people aren't slowing down for those, I'm just going to get hit one day. And normally I'd feel good enough to go over there and do more riding and then do a different climb up. Like, I haven't done this climb. I don't know if no, I think I did. I did it this year once, and that's it. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm recording the outro to the vlog, and I don't even know if I have a conversation that I'm going to be putting up. This might be the end of the vlog. I've already recorded an outro. My camera is on its way out. I thought I had a temporary solution to fix it, but until I upload this, I just won't know. There's 2 raw rides this week. One is Huevos Rancheros, which I never did before. One is Duncan's ride, which I've done one time before. And there's a conversation, I hope, because I recorded it once already, and then I recorded it again just now, and I don't know if it worked, about why I ride and what mountain biking does for me mentally, emotionally, and physically. My camera's on its way out. I have a buy me a coffee that I'll put back up. I recently took it down because no one has donated to that. I'm frustrated right now. My outro originally was a lot calmer and more chill and explained things more in depth, but I don't know if this will even record. I don't know. So